Surprising to some, perhaps, but we are not quite done with the Red Wings yet. Uploads have been a little bit less frequent than I wanted them to be. That's just a combination of a couple of different things, a lot of stuff going on. Of course, we've done quite a few videos recently talking, real hockey and kind of just throwing things at the wall, seeing what sticks, seeing what you guys are interested in here on this channel as I continue to maneuver through let's be honest, a period of not quite stagnation, but we've plateaued in certain ways. So, at the end of the day, though, the bread and butter of this channel is still franchise mode, and thus, here we are. Now, we have set the stage for this season, and surprise, surprise, the roster remains the same. I am hopeful that this team can do a decent enough job. I mean, we're at the point where someone like Justin Madsen's already 24. Of course, Othman on the wrong side of 30. Cashman's going to be on the wrong side of 30. Jamie Drysdale is now 31 years old. So our time is running out. Unfortunately, with the way, defensive, with the way the defense has not exactly progressed the way we were hoping because medium top fours don't exactly develop this year, we're in a little bit of a rough spot. Of course, we don't have the goaltenders. The team is the team. And the question is whether or not this roster has the ability to take that next step and to win. And if they don't, well then, we're never going to win in this series. And it's interesting to look at it in that way, but we are well over a decade in to this series. And like I mentioned, it's at the point now where it has to be this roster, or we have to start letting people go, take a step back for 2 or 3 years, and then hope to find the game changers in the draft. But with the way the draft works for us, with this not exactly being a traditional draft of glory, there's nothing we can really do. We're at the mercy of the game if we do that strategy, and it's far too risky. So, we're kind of in we're in between a rock and a hard place here. I don't think there's quite an NHL comparison, because obviously for a real NHL team, you can just change it up if you need to. For us, it's spin the wheel and take the risk of not getting the help in the draft and letting go of some of our better players now, or we stick with what we have, hope we get somebody to develop out of nowhere, and hope that that's enough. And unfortunately, I don't know what the right answer is. It's one or the other. I mean, then again, maybe not. And I guess the question will always be, well, after this season, if I go in direction A of keeping the team the same, what would have happened if we went the other direction? And we need something. We need something to go our way. We've made the playoffs the past 2 seasons in a row, which is great. But we do need a little bit more than that if things are going to go our way. Now, the good thing is this division's a little bit weak. We're only 27 games into this season, but we were at the top, still are, after that game against Anaheim. So maybe this is the year, and maybe we're not really going to have to worry about things. Maybe it's all going to work out. Please, God, let it all work out. Right now, at least, the regular season success is there. It would be tremendous if we could just trust that, the best version of this team's going to succeed. We're going to make it. Everything's going to be fine. But obviously, we can't trust that. So, what is the answer? I don't know. Let's see, though, how the season continues to go. I mean, if we continue at this ridiculous pace, I don't think we're going to necessarily have to worry about anything. But it's not regular season success that we have to worry about at this stage. It's just, can this team get it done in the playoffs? And I do not know the answer to that. If anything, I don't think that they can. And I hate to say that, right? I hate to say it. But until this team proves to me that they're worth trusting, I do not know if we can trust them. So, we'll see what happens as we march on. 25, 11, and 2 as of the new year. In first in the division, and one of just 3 teams to hit the 50-point mark, along with Anaheim and the Columbus Blue Jackets. Aiden Recchi, of all people, is leading this team in points. Almost a point per game at this stage. Ted Lehman's a bit disappointing. Madsen, Othman's where I'd expect him to be. We have some players here who aren't exactly carrying their own weight. That third line's been fantastic. And honestly, the fourth line's doing okay too. So, the top line could do a little bit better. Jamie Drysdale's actually a negative player on the season, which is crazy to me, as is McGrath. How's the goaltending looking? 9-1-1 and an 8-33 for Tristan Lennox. He's played in just 3 games because auto-rotate seemingly does not work this season. Or this game, I should say. At least it doesn't work as good as it should. As good as it should. So, we'll Simon of the month again. Obviously, we are locked in with this team. And I am hoping that we can continue to win games. But, I think that's the problem at this point, right? The regular season, at the start of a draft of glory, is something that you just overlook because it doesn't matter. Because we know we're going to be terrible. And on the flip side, we're now at the stage of this series where the regular season does not matter. Because we need to win a Stanley Cup. So regular season success doesn't matter. At any point, we hit that stage where regular season doesn't matter. Regular season matters. And now, it doesn't matter again because we should be making the playoffs year in and year out. And if anything, succeeding consistently. Please. Oh, please, God. So, we'll see what happens here. We got a little bit longer to go. 35-14-6. The record has slipped up a little bit. But we're still in first place in the division, an 11-point lead on a team in second. Now down to 7 because the Bruins are surging a little bit here. But we should be taking the top of this division. It's just a question of what's going to happen in the playoffs. Who are we going to get matched up against? Approaching now 40 wins. We should hit that before the deadline, and we do. This team has been fantastic for the past couple of years in the regular season. We know this. It's not a perfect team. There are some notable deficiencies. Defense, lack of a great goaltender, although in any other series, we'd have a top goaltender and say, oh, look, they keep underperforming. Let's get someone who's like Howard Lowe's overall. And now we have someone like Howard Lowe's overall, and now I'm desperate for a top-notch goaltender. It's just how it works, unfortunately. It's no different than, say, like the draft lottery where someone's like, oh, if this team wins, it's rigged. Oh, well, this team didn't win, so it's rigged against them. Like, no matter what, people are going to cry rigged, and no matter what, I think in NHL 20, you are destined to complain about your goaltending underperforming. That said, we have won 51 games this season, make it 52. One final game, 53, 17, and 8. One final game before the end of the month. We have 4 games left this month. This has been arguably the best team that we've seen. The AHL team has made the playoffs as well. We are neck and neck with the Blue Jackets for the President's Trophy, one of just 4 teams to break the 100-point barrier. It's between us and Columbus for that President's Trophy. I don't think I want us to win it, but I might not have a choice as we kick the ever-loving hell out of the Winnipeg Jets. Montreal is next, and we lose 4-3. We are 3 points clear of Columbus. If we win one game or if they lose a game, it's done. So if we beat Philly, we've won the President's Trophy. We lose, the Blue Jackets can technically take this. But if we beat Ottawa, we've won the President's Trophy and 55 games on the season. The Detroit Red Wings have won the President's Trophy with a record of 55, 19, and 8. Is that what we wanted to see? This team, for the first time, has won the President's Trophy. But is that a good thing with how the President's Trophy curse seems to be a thing? We're going to have to deal with it. And maybe this team of all teams would be the team that says, like, oh yeah, we won the President's Trophy. Yeah, and we're going to do well in the playoffs. We have the second best offense in the league. Columbus is insane. Goals against average was at a .244, which was the 3rd lowest in the league. So, great offense, great defense, and goaltending. Our power play percentage was best in the league at straight threes, 33.3%, a third of all of our power plays, and our penalty kill at an 80. It's towards the bottom. Okay, so that is a weakness for us. We have to take a look at the penalty kill and see what we're dealing with, but obviously the power play will be kept the same. Forward-wise, in terms of points, I mean, Aiden Recchi led this team with 43 goals on that third line. That is insane. Former number 4 overall pick and a medium top 9. Wish we could have seen some of this development earlier, but 18 of those goals on the power play. Cameron Merritt, a 72-point campaign, 69 points, but a -1 for Othman, which is crazy. 30 of his points were on the power play. Neal, 30 goals. I mean, so we had 2 30-goal scorers, a 30-goal scorer and a 40-goal scorer on that third line. I don't get it. Cashman, only 65 points. Hayden Fowler. Our third line was our best line between Recchi, Neal, and Fowler. That's insane. Justin Madsen, DeAndre Carlton, Ted Lehman. These guys need to step up, and if we do, imagine how good we're going to be. But they need to step up. And everybody on the fourth line hit that 20-point threshold, which is what we look for. I can't believe we did this well with our top 6 struggling as mightily as they did. Defensively, Drysdale, I don't think that'll be good enough for a Norris campaign. Bales was solid. Honestly, some pretty good point production from our defensemen. And then goaltending-wise, Tristan Lennox only played in 3 games, and I'm pretty sure auto-rotate is on. I'm pretty sure. We're going to have to check. And if I turned it off, whatever. I did turn it off. I forgot to turn it back on after the playoffs. So he only played in the 3 games where he got pulled. Howard Lowe is going to be our goaltender with numbers like that. Howard Lowe is going to be our goaltender. I did forget to turn on a rotate back on. It's fine. Howard Lowe's our guy. Around the league, Kirill Marchenko was the only player to break the century mark. Goal scoring, Height and Marchenko at 57 goals apiece. Defensively, Nils Lundqvist is likely to lose to Evan Bouchard because of plus-minus. And then goalie-wise, the winningest was Lowe, which is to be expected. Top save percentage was Steve Chan Erickson and a dude named Ovechkin. Of course, rookie race at this point doesn't really matter, but Clayton Peterson in San Jose likely just won it. So with that, we are playing the lovely, I'm going to call them lovely instead of insulting them, the lovely Toronto Maple Leafs in round 1. Are we good enough to beat the Toronto Maple Leafs? I don't know. We should be, based off of what we've done. We're actually going to leave that 3v3 or the 5-on-3 penalty kill the way it is. This team should be good enough to beat Toronto. But will they? And I've said it before. It could very well be our last chance. And I can't help but think this is our last chance. We need to win the Stanley Cup this postseason.